Hey there, Taurus. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. I am here doing a 2019 overview reading. So my intention has been to pull some cards about love, pull some cards about career, and pull some cards about spirituality. I've been allowing them to sort of change direction if they do, but we'll see how it goes. They've been kind of all over the place. All right, so we're just going to jump in. Starting off with love. Yeah, we have two sevens. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. So it's interesting. Both of these cards, I feel like this person is looking for something more, looking for something else. Searching, they both have this like dreamy quality. The Seven of Pentacles is about patience and waiting, and this seven, she's not just like this is daydreaming, which is fine, and it's a really important part of being able to figure out what you do want, and a part of the creative process is to be able to have that time and space to daydream and visualize and things like that. This person's actually been doing things. So they've actually they've been tending to this tree to get the best crop possible, and they're trying to figure out, is it ripe? Is the time ripe? As far as in a relationship, so I'm seeing a couple different things. For someone, I feel like you've been tending and working on a relationship, and it's time. It's time to either take it to the next level or end it completely. Like there's sort of no in between. Like it's time. That's the bottom line. Maybe if you are in this relationship, sort of waiting for the other person to be ready to move it to the next level or not, maybe, so you could be you could be the person that isn't sure if you want to bring it to the next level. You could be the person that's sure and is waiting for the other person to make the decision that they're ready to bring it to the next level. Does that make sense? The person that's not sure if they should bring it to the next level is daydreaming about other relationships, in the sense that I think they know on some level this isn't the right relationship because they're fantasizing about other people or envision themselves with someone else. Now, it could just be that they're immature and don't realize that relationships isn't the honeymoon period, and they don't necessarily maintain the same level of excitement and passion, and they transform and change into something deeper, but maybe they're not feeling that. So I feel like for some of you, if you're in a relationship, it's sort of going to be a make or break year. It's either like, we're doing this or we're breaking up. There's kind of no in between. For some of you in a relationship, it's maybe reached stagnation, and you're daydreaming about someone else or daydreaming about leaving the relationship. I guess all I can say is that to be honest to the other person and let them know that. You don't have to say I'm fantasizing about someone at work, but like where we are in the relationship, like this isn't working for me. Do you think we can fix this? I'm not, having that hard conversation basically. You have a lot of love to give. You want to share your love. So maybe if you're in a relationship, the person you're with just doesn't have the compatible love language. If you're single, you're like, I'm ready for love. Like, you just have it to give and you're just waiting for the right person to come along. So I can definitely see that with these two cards. You're waiting for, you have this love to give, you're waiting for someone to come along and you're dreaming about what it would be like. So let's see what happens here. King of Swords, Four of Pentacles, a Page of Swords. Okay, so communication. If you're looking for someone, you might want to try online. The Hermit. Fool. I see that as much as you have love to give, you're sort of, maybe you're introverted by nature and you're sort of closed off. The Four of Pentacles has really strong boundaries, almost to a fault. So in relationships, you definitely want boundaries, but if they're so rigid and unbendable that you can't let someone in, it can be difficult to get to know someone. So maybe you need like a friend to look at your online profile, because they may look at it and be like, you come across as such a bitch, or you look like the chronic bachelor, or your whole website is about guy stuff. It's going to be hard to relate to a girl, or fixed gender, whatever. Don't get too hung up on that. Whatever works for you, but like you gotta be willing to open up and run the risk, be vulnerable and go out with people that I just gotta tell you the story. So a friend of mine started dating, and I'm single. I've never done online dating because I don't know. It just doesn't, for me, I don't know. I can't, for some reason, it just isn't my thing. But I know tons of people. I know people who are so happily married that met online. So whatever. But so she decides to be brave and put herself out there. And whatever, sees this guy. Sees this guy, says he's 5'7", whatever. That's fine. I know we get hung up on superficial things, but that's life. And decides to meet him. So she gets there. First of all, he's hammered when she gets there. It's a Monday night. He's just drunk. And we're like in our 40s. I mean, this is like... And he's like 5'2". So she's like, and it's not, I mean, she's like, I hate to be superficial, but, he lied, he was so mature. So basically the bottom line is he lied. He was hammered. Then she was hungry. So he's like, you want to get something to eat. So she got poutine, which is gravy fries, basically. And he got a salad. So he shamed her about her unhealthy eating. Meanwhile, the guy is hammered, right? And then the food came and he proceeded to eat like all of her fries. And then he's like, I've been little my whole life, he said, which I thought was hilarious because it wasn't like we thought he was one time 6 feet and shrunk. And I don't know. She said it was, and then he wanted to go do shots. And she was just like, dude, I'm going home. Like, so it was disastrous. So it's just like being open. And then look what a great story you have then to share. So trying to keep things in perspective. But I think for some of you, your online profile may need a makeover. And don't lie in it. Don't lie. Just don't. What's the point? If you're over, if you feel like you're overweight, show a full body shot because you don't want to waste your time with people who, I don't know. That's the thing with online dating. It's so superficial but again, I know really tons of people have met the love of their lives online. So don't let my sort of discomfort with it is, whatever, my issue. But I do see it's like you have to come out of your shell. Sometimes we live in a fantasy world where we're like dating someone, you know what I mean, in line, like we have in our dreams, but it's time to break out into meeting real people this year. I feel like you're going to connect with someone that has a mutual interest in travel. You may also meet this, and this has been coming up a lot for a lot of the signs. You may meet them with a special interest in a hobby. You may meet them at work, especially if your work is like your hobby or something you love to do. Like maybe they're a coach or you're a coach, or maybe if you own a gym or they work at a gym, you work out at a gym, or vice versa. If you guys like to ski, if you guys like to bike, if you guys if you're into cosplay and you like Game of Thrones, I don't know, whatever, like you'll meet through some mutual interest, but it's going to be important for you to come out of your shell. Definitely there's travel here. It could be, this is totally aside from the love reading, but I'm coming in like some of you may win if you're in some sort of competition, whether it's whatever it is. I mean, it could be anything. It could be a sporting competition. It could be like you put a piece of art in for a contest, like some sort of winning, or you could meet someone through some sort of contest or competition or sports. You could meet someone that's like sports keeps coming to mind, that is like an award winner, an Olympian, who's very high up in something that they do, that's won awards for it. So that just came out. Yeah, traveling, getting out and about, putting yourself out there, all those things is going to bring you to a new person this year if you're single. All right, career. Strength card. 7 of Pentacles. 3 of Wands. Yeah, so the 2 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords. Oh, we have this is the 9. I thought it was the 6. 9 of Wands. I feel like some of you are just being completely overworked and like it's exhausting you, basically, because we have, okay, this is the card of just multitasking, juggling, get up, try to work out, go to work, bring the kids to school, get the kids from school, bring them to sporting practice. You try to work out, you try to do something, you got to get your appointments in there. And it's just like, on. Like every day you get home and you're just exhausted, try to get some meal on the table and then fall into sleep. This is a choice to make. So for some of you, I feel like where you are in your job, maybe they're making a lot of promises, but they're just sort of working you to death, and never really coming through, and you're exhausted, and I feel like they keep holding out some sort of position or promising you something, but you've been waiting and this isn't coming through. So if that's the case, you have a choice to make. Like you can stay and continue to take more responsibility without the title, or maybe they're giving you the title, but they never come through with the money. So you're just putting more and more work, you're getting more and more stressed and putting more and more time in, and they're not coming through on their end. I mean, definitely talk to people, try to get things in writing, but I gotta tell you, from my experience, you have to leave. Like I've never been able, like I've had that happen to me at 2 different institutions, and and but that's just my experience. So value yourself and talk to people. Is this going to happen or not? And you may need to leave. And I think if you find though that if you leave, it's going to be a better situation, and that where you are is past its expiration date on some level. This guy is just like exhausted. So if it's just a project and you're almost done, definitely persevere. But if you're being taken advantage of, it's definitely time to look for different opportunities, and not even just like in your whatever career you're in, but be open to possibly really changing careers even. These want to come out. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune and Judgment. Interesting. You may find a better opportunity by just making a decision to leave altogether. And when you start actually really looking for jobs and networking, something really, transformation. Something really, wow, you just came out with 3 major arcana. You came out the Wheel of Fortune. That's fortune changing, the word isn't coming to me. Anyway, just a huge opportunity coming up, landing on your lap. Judgment, though, is like, yep, I'm done. I'm done this career. I'm done this company. I'm done with this office. I'm done killing myself and being taken advantage of. I'm done. Like you're done with something and you're like, I want something new. I want something different. So definitely a transformation in your career. And that's what death is like. Coming into 2019 and how you leave, you're going to have like a totally different career, or your job duties are going to be totally different, or you're going to be in a totally different company or a totally different office or a totally different city or whatever. Like, yeah, you've waited long enough. You're going to be making some big career decisions this year. It's time. It's definitely time. And I feel like it's been past its expiration date for a while. And you're going to be like, that's the best decision I ever made. Even if you make less money, you're going to be like, oh my God, that was the best decision I ever made. Get out of that place. What was I thinking? Why did I stay for so long? So let's look at some overall spiritual messages. You may also get passed over for a promotion that you were promised, or you were definitely the most qualified for because of some political crap going on in the office, and you're like, that's it. They don't care about real things like who really does the hard work, who does the best job. Like it's too political, and you're just like, I'm out of here. I'm done. So your overall lessons is like, what is my happily ever after? What is important in life? What is most important in life? Is it killing myself at a job? Or is it having the energy that when I come home, I still have energy to do the things I love? Can I make my job something I love? And that's this new beginning in work, in health, in home. I mean, you may downsize. You may work from home, start your own business at home. You may become really healthy and work out. You may turn that into a career. You may move out of the city and into the country, or vice versa. This has been coming up for almost every sign, something about organic. Maybe people are becoming vegan, or they're becoming they're really like, it's important that I start buying organic, or you're going to make something that's organic or sustainable. Like the way you start living, maybe the whole report on climate change will really hit you. And you're like, I need to think about my footprint and how I'm living and what I'm doing. And it's going to not just be, it's going to be in every area. Like, okay, I want a relationship with someone that isn't forced or hard. Not that, I mean, you have to work at all relationships, but someone, it's like not someone that's shiny and pretty and looks good on the outside, but that has substance, you know, like that is truly a good match for me. No more superficiality. Yeah. Like you just don't want the title at work. You want to be compensated appropriately. So you want the substance, not the, yeah, I think you say, because this Empress is coming up over and over. I hate the Wheel of Fortune. Things are going to be changing for the better. You may feel like the change at first is not for the better, because it may be like a control thing, but it is for the better. Like everything that's starting to transpire and starting to move. And for fixed signs, it can be a little scary and feel out of control. Is you're just going to be so happy it happened. You're just be like, things are so much better, and I didn't even know how much better they could be. Again, this nurturing, allowing things to be organic, letting go, encouraging, not forcing. I think your day-to-day life, you're going to see a shift again where you live, where you work, your routine. This isn't, even though this is spiritual, like I think you're going to see a literal difference in how you live from day to day as you go through 2019. That's going to transform. And it's like there was someone in your life that had some behavioral issues, some mental health issues that you felt tied to or responsible for. And like, you're letting go of that too. You're like, you know what? I can't keep supporting this person. Maybe you have like a sibling that's an addict and you've been enabling them. Maybe it's that boss at work and you're finally moving away from them that's toxic. Like you're moving away from, toxicity. Yeah, there's something about, again, going back to organic. If you live in a house, get a radon test. I don't know who that's for. But getting rid of toxicity, whether it's people, something in your environment, where you live, is going to be very beneficial for you. But really, it's like really realizing what's truly important in life. Moving from, and you're ruled by Venus. Okay, this is starting to make sense. And you value beauty, and which is fine. But it's not like, no longer like keeping up with the Joneses. It's shifting from being external to internal. Like what is organic and beautiful to me. So like decorating your home with the way, instead of decorating your home with your mind on what will other people think when they come into my home, you decorate your home for you. You surround yourself with what you think is beautiful, what you think is comforting, what you think is practical, that works for how you live your life. So it's not a showpiece for other people, but a sanctuary for you and your family. Yeah, okay, I like that. That summed it up well. Thank you, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.